Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'd like to talk about a topic that I get asked about all the time, and that's the topic of toilet feng shui or bathroom feng shui. There seems to be a belief out there that toilets in and of themselves are bad feng shui. Now that's a complete misconception. You need toilets in your home, by all means, please do, and they do not necessarily constitute feng shui at all. The reason toilets seem to have such a bad reputation when it comes to feng shui is that in the old times, toilets were not even included within the house themselves. Yeah, everybody had an outhouse. And so they were not part of feng shui because obviously they were considered dirty and unsanitary. Nowadays, this is quite a different story. Yeah, we all have bathrooms in our homes. We all have indoor plumbing, and toilets are not an unsanitary part of our home. At least I don't hope so. So toilets in and of themselves are not a bad thing, and they also do not flush away your wealth. Please don't believe that. Otherwise, you'll never flush your toilet again. And I would really like to encourage you to flush your toilet. So please do not buy into this very nonsense belief that toilets, for whatever reasons, have the ability to just flush away your wealth. That is completely untrue. And if that were true, there would be no wealthy people in the world because we all do have toilets. So please, those kind of misconceptions you need to just get rid of once and for all. Now, that being said, there are a few things, and really they're just minor issues that toilets can cause in terms of feng shui. They're usually easily fixed. And um, generally speaking, toilets do not play a massive role when it comes to the feng shui of your home. Now, let's have a look at a few scenarios that are the most common ones, and those are the ones that you need to be aware of. So here we have a toilet directly above the main door. Now, when we speak about toilet or bathroom, we're really only concerned with the toilet bowl, not the bathroom in and of itself. If the bathroom is located just above your main door, that's perfectly fine. There's not an issue there. The one thing we'd like to avoid is just to have the toilet bowl itself right above the main door. Now, when that happens, this is called wetting the head sha qi. And this is essentially equivalent to just having water drip on your head all the time. And you don't want to have a sort of even a metaphorical water leakage at the door, because that indeed creates a wealth leakage. So in apartment buildings, this is not very easily fixed, but if you happen to live in a standalone villa or in just a landed property, then there are several ways you can fix this. They all do include a certain amount of renovation. So you either move the door inwards or outwards so that it's not aligned anymore with the toilet bowl right on top, or you simply move the toilet bowl. That is also an option, although that's very often impossible because due to piping issues and whatever. So it's really this kind of scenario happens very, very rarely. And it's not something to be overly worried about. And really, when it happens, just check, is the toilet bowl itself directly overhead? If not, if it's just a bathroom and maybe you just have the sink there, there's absolutely no need to worry about it. A similar scenario happens when you have the toilet bowl directly above the stove. Again, if the bathroom is above the kitchen, that in and of itself does not constitute a feng shui problem. We're only concerned with the stove and the toilet bowl. And again, this is very, very rare that this actually is in complete alignment. So do not panic right away if the house is built up in such a way that you have bathroom and kitchen above each other. So please do not panic. However, if you happen to have the toilet bowl right above the kitchen stove, then you have what we call a fire water clash. And this is again not something that we want to see in the kitchen. In general, we never want to see a fire water clash, meaning the sink and the stove being aligned in a straight line, being directly opposite of each other or too close next to each other. The same fire water clash can happen when the toilet bowl is located directly above the stove. And again, you don't have that many options to change it. You either shift the stove or you shift the toilet bowl, or you just decide not to worry too much about it and you just remedy the effects of this fire water clash. A fire water clash usually leads to health issues. So you'd have to look at the entire setup of the house in a more comprehensive manner to see where you can actually draw in healthy energies if you cannot fix this fire water clash. Also, this type of scenario is only risky if the ceiling of the kitchen happens to be very, very low. Yeah, if you have a high ceiling in the kitchen, let's say 15 feet, then there's no issue whatsoever and you don't have to worry about it. Then here we have a dining room, and this is a misconception that I hear about quite a lot. Strangely, I'm not quite sure why people are so worried about this scenario. Having a toilet bowl or a bathroom directly above the dining room. This is not a feng shui problem. Yeah. So please just take that off your list of things to worry about when it comes to feng shui. If you happen to have your bathroom and especially the toilet bowl right above the dining room or the living room, not a feng shui problem at all, because the dining room, the living room are not considered essential areas. It's the essential areas are the main door, the bedrooms and the kitchen. So these are the only areas we would be looking into. Dining room definitely not on that list. Then we have here bedroom that is aligned with the bathroom door. Now, specifically the bed. If the bed is aligned with any type of door, be that the bedroom door or the ensuite bathroom, that is not ideal. It's not because the bathroom or the toilet creates a problem. It's more an issue of having a door bed alignment, which we don't like because that creates unsettled sleeping patterns, right? Now, there are also scenarios in which you have the bedroom door in direct alignment with the ensuite bathroom door. That is something we do not want to see, because what happens there is that the qi, the energy that enters the bedroom, will go in a straight line directly into the bathroom, into the toilet, and be trapped there rather than dispersing evenly within the bedroom. So this is really not something we want to see, and that's not something you can solve by simply closing the bathroom door all the time, because eventually you will have to open it. So that is not ideal. If you happen to live in a scenario like this where your bedroom door is in direct alignment with your ensuite bathroom door, and if you're lucky enough to have a bedroom that's big enough, then just put a piece of furniture in between, or maybe a room divider or a paravent or something like that. Yeah, a French screen. And this is also an option that you can use in this scenario that you see on this slide. Just put a small room divider in between the ensuite bathroom door and the bed, and you'll be fine. Now here what you see is a bed that is positioned in such a way that it is that the headboard is resting against the bathroom wall. And this is also something that many people think is a bad thing. They say, well, you don't want to be exposed to water pipes in the wall because that creates unsettled sleeping patterns. This is not true. So, especially if you are living in an apartment building, you will rarely find a wall, especially when we're talking about structural walls, where there are not either water pipes, gas pipes, or electricity wirings within that wall. So it will be very, very hard for you to place the headboard of your bed anywhere if you subscribe to this kind of belief. So if you happen to locate your bed in such a way that the headboard of the bed rests against the bathroom wall, it is absolutely not a problem. It may cause some issues because you hear the flushing of the toilet, but other than that, from a feng shui perspective, you really don't have to worry about. It is not bad feng shui. It will not create any type of negative qi patterns or any sha qi whatsoever. This is perfectly fine. Do not worry about it. And then this slide you may remember from my last short video when we were talking about staircases. Now, some houses have the toilet either right at the bottom of a staircase or right at the top of a staircase. And this again is something that we'd rather not see, because what happens in either one of these cases is that the qi, the energy, gets trapped in the toilet. And particularly in the case on the left-hand side where the staircase leads down towards the toilet, the qi or the energy that is going down there is going to stay trapped and it becomes stagnant. And we usually do not like to have stagnant or trapped qi or trapped energies anywhere in the house, which is why we never like it when there is a door of any kind right at the bottom or at the top of a staircase. So these two scenarios are very tough to fix. You can't just remove the door, especially if it's a bathroom. And you can't move the stairs or the door. So it's not ideal. It's not an absolute disaster. Yeah. So please, again, don't panic. It's just not that desirable, because in that area of the house, you will likely have a lot of qi stagnation, energy stagnation, and that will over time have an impact on your health or even on your wealth, if that is the type of area that is associated with this part of your house. So these are the few most common scenarios that we see when it comes to toilets and feng shui. As you can see, there's not that much to worry about. Um, Toilets and bathrooms are not a main consideration in classical feng shui. So if I were you, I would just focus on having your main door, your bedrooms, and your kitchens set up in the best possible way or the most optimal way from a feng shui perspective. And then you don't have to worry so much about the toilets. So I hope that helped clear up a few of the misconceptions that are out there. If you have any more questions, then feel free to contact me. My contact details are in the notes below.